In this video, I'm going to talk about how much it costs to start your Amazon FBA business. In my last video, I explained about the Amazon FBA fees. I talked about individual versus professional seller accounts. I talked about FBA versus FBM. I talked about fulfillment fees based on your product's weight and size. And also I talked about the Amazon referral fees or commission fees and a lot more. So make sure you watch it after watching this video. So my last video was about when you're in the Amazon game and you want to know your fees and different expenses Amazon charges you, but maybe you are thinking of starting your own Amazon FBA journey and you want to know how much you need to get into the Amazon FBA game. In details, you want to know the fees of your inventory, you want to know the fees of your shipping, your product sample, logo design, insert card design, and so on. So before we get started, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. So the first topic is about your product sample cost. So product samples are very important when buying your inventory or ordering from Alibaba or any supplier in China. You want to check your product before you invest your few $100s in your first product launch. Getting samples from your potential supplier is an important part of starting your Amazon FBA journey and must be done before you place your first order. Now, this is the best way to verify your supplier and make sure about the quality of your products you're going to buy. The cost of your first sample, whether you're buying from Alibaba or any other sourcing website, depends on the type of product and if you want it without any logo or customization or not. For example, if you're buying a product that your supplier has already in stock and it's ready to ship, you usually get the sample for free and just pay for your shipping. However, if you're asking your supplier to customize your product or add, let's say, your logo, or asking for a customized packaging or color box, usually the supplier charges you between $10 to $30 on average. Again, it might be lower or it might be higher. It all depends on your product and how you want it. So if you're interested to know how to pay for the sample, usually there are a lot of options. You can use your PayPal or do wire transfer, but I highly recommend ordering through Alibaba and use Alibaba's trade insurance. So what Alibaba does, which is very valuable, is that they guarantee the payment and receiving your product within a specific time. It's like AliExpress, if you have ordered anything on AliExpress before. So if you pay the supplier and you don't receive your sample or your inventory in a specific time, like 30 days or 45 days or more, you can open a ticket with Alibaba and ask for a refund. So you can expect from $30 to $60 for your first sample. If the sample is free, something around $30 for UPS or DHL or FedEx shipping to your place, which is usually door-to-door service. If you're worried about your import duties and taxes for your sample, in most of countries there is a minimum threshold for commercial products. Usually the value of the sample is below that amount, so you don't need to pay any import duties or other taxes. If your product or product sample has a high value, you might pay for your duties. This is something based on my own experience, but I'm interested to know about your experience as well. So comment below how much did you pay or you expect to pay for your first sample. Now we are going to jump into your inventory cost, which is your main cost. It all depends on your product. Usually when new sellers choose a product, the price range is between $3 to $5 per unit. On the other hand, Alibaba sellers usually have a minimum order quantity or MOQ of 100 units. The thing is, although there is a minimum order quantity of 100 units, but it doesn't mean you have to order that MOQ because that's not enough. Based on my own experience, you need at least 200 to 250 units to get started, which might last for maybe less than 2 months or 45 days. If you do a quick calculation here, let's say your product is $4 per unit and you're going to buy 200 units. it's going to cost you $800 for your inventory. Now, this is something that is based on the average. For you, it can be lower, it can be higher. It all depends on the product you're ordering and the quantity. But for this video, let's say it costs $800 to get started with your first inventory. Now that you have an estimation of your inventory fee, the next step is to calculate your shipping cost. Now, one of the main questions of new sellers is selecting which shipping type method they want to use. On one hand, you have to choose between the Seafreight and Airfreight. On the other hand, you have to be aware of your Incoterm. Do you want your product door to door, which is DDP? Or do you want your supplier to ship your inventory to your freight forwarder and your shipping agent handles the rest? Because they all affect the cost. Now, if you're dealing with a large number of boxes or a high volume, or if it is more than 100 kilograms, sea freight or ocean shipping is the right choice for you. Usually it takes 25 days to receive your product with sea freight, and it costs between $2 to $3 per kilogram. It can be as low as $1.2 or as high as $5, which all depends on your product volume, your total weight, your supplier location, and your location as well. But on average, it costs $2 to $3 per kilogram with ocean shipping. If your inventory is less than 50 kilograms, or maybe it has a high value, or maybe you need your products urgently in just 2 weeks, air freight or air shipping is the right choice for you. With air freight, you can get your products from 5 days up to 2 weeks. Same as sea shipping, the price and the delivery time depends on your total volume and total weight and the shipping company you choose. I have shipped many times from small cities in China to main industrial cities like Shanghai or Yiwu. If you aren't familiar with China's industrial cities, you should check out Yiwu. I've been there many times. My father used to source some industrial tools from Yiwu Futian market, which is a massive market. There are all wholesalers and manufacturers agents there with their samples with cheapest prices you can ever find in China. Way cheaper than Alibaba or any other sourcing website. So I went to Yiwu Futian market first time, I think 9 years ago. When I was 16. At that time, most of the Chinese sellers couldn't speak English fluently. It's so fun to just start chatting with them and talking, which like showing pictures and getting prices on the calculators. I remember that time they had a website which was hard to work with, but I'm sure now they have upgraded their website. So make sure you Google Yiwu Futian Market and see their shops. But let's get back to the shipping cost. So as I mentioned, I have shipped by air freight many times from small cities in China to Canada, US, and the Middle East as well. But as an example, from Shanghai to Amazon Fulfillment Center, let's say in Juliet in US, or from Shanghai to Toronto Fulfillment Center in Canada, it costs something about $7 per kilogram. Again, it can be way higher or it can be as low as $5 or $6 per kilogram if you're choosing air freight, but it all depends on many different things. So let me know in the comment section how much you pay per kilogram and what kind of shipping method do you use for your Amazon business. Let's talk about the costs to sell on Amazon FBA. So in this video over here, I mentioned exactly Amazon FBA fees. I'll leave it in the description as well, and also on the top right corner of this video, so you can click over here on the eye and watch it. But I'm going to share some points from that video. So the first thing you should choose is your seller account, individual versus professional seller account. So if you're not familiar with that, an individual account is good for sellers who sell less than 40 units a month, while a professional account is good for sellers who sell than 40 units a month, and it costs $39.99, almost $40 a month, while individual accounts do not require any subscription, but you have to pay a flat fee of almost $1 or 0.99 cents for each order. But let's talk about Amazon fulfillment fees based on your product's weight and size. There are some fees that you have to pay to Amazon for having it fulfilling your orders, which includes fulfillment, customer service, packing, and shipping. Now, these fees are for each unit and they are calculated based on the weight and the size of your product. So there are different size categories which I'll explain in a bit, but there are two main size categories on Amazon FBA. The first one is standard size and the second one is oversized items. So it's really hard to explain all of those sizes and numbers and fees. So I'll add the charts to the screen right now as you're hearing me, so you can take a look and have a better sense of how it works and how Amazon really calculates your FBA fees. I'll leave the link to this page in the description as well. So make sure you scroll down and check out the description after smashing that like button. Let's talk about your logo and insert card design fees. You have to invest in your insert card and logo design. Insert cards can help you to provide value to your customers, and it's a chance to get their email address or pixel them on your website. There are different strategies that I use for my business. Of course, the first thing you should do on your insert card is to thank your customers. So on one side of your insert card, you can say thank you to your customers, but you can make it a little bit fancier, like thanks for being our valued customers or something like that. It goes a long way. One of my suggestions here is to do not make your insert card complicated, because it should be as easy to read, as minimal design as possible. If you are providing an instruction on how to use or how to install the product, or maybe you want to offer an extended guarantee, you should add the link to your website or change that URL to a QR code to your landing page. There are tons of secrets I can teach you, so make sure you check out my course outline. There are tons of secrets and way you can use to collect your customers' data on Amazon, and you can launch your new products to them again and again. So check out my course outline on my website. It's on my website alirastegari.com. You can find them in the description as well. On the other side of your insert card, other than saying thanks, giving something valuable to your customer, or providing a guarantee or extended guarantee, you should ask them for reviews. The way you ask for a review is really important, so be careful about the words you use. It should be neutral. So you can search on Fiverr or Upwork.com and find a freelancer. You can find a $10 logo or a $100 logo as well, but on average it's $30. If you just take a quick look, you'll understand. And the same thing for your insert card. With $30, you can have a customized design insert card with two sides and a QR code. I have a specific video about Amazon insert card and how to use ManyChat to create a QR code and put it on your insert card. So whenever your customers scans that specific QR code, they automatically connect to a messenger bot and you'll have their Facebook, which is very valuable. So make sure you watch this video. After watching this video, you can click on the eye icon as well. Before we get into the next point, which is product photography, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, this is something that I highly suggest to invest at least $100 in, because your product's picture have the major role in your sales, in your conversion rate, and so on, because your customers are going to buy based on the visuals, not your descriptions. So if you search on Fiverr or Upwork, you can find from $20 to $400 for photography. Obviously, you don't expect a high quality picture with a $20 gig on Fiverr, but if you're looking for an experienced e-commerce photographer, you should expect at least $150 to $200 for 7 images. Your main image with a white background and the correct pixel size and lighting, some infographic, and some lifestyle photos. Make sure your pictures are at least 2000 to 2000 pixels, so when the buyer take their mouse on your product picture, they can use the zoom feature, which is very valuable. Most of Amazon sellers take their photos by themselves because obviously they want to save $200, and you can buy a light box on Amazon for $30 and take your photos by yourself. But if you haven't done it before, I don't recommend it because it will hurt your conversion rate and it affects your Amazon FBA business. So my recommendation is to do not hesitate and invest that $200 and get high quality pictures. On the other hand, if you have done it before and you know how to take a quality photo and you know how to edit your pictures and you've done it before by yourself, you can do it by yourself as well. So let me know in the comment section if you have done it before and what was the result. You can find a freelancer website like Fiverr and Upwork, but some advanced sellers search on Alibaba.com and they find some professional photographers on Alibaba, which costs maybe between $50 to $100 for you to have 7 quality pictures. So how it works is whenever your customized product is ready, just ask your supplier to ship 1 sample to your photographer in China and you pay them through Alibaba, exactly the way you pay your inventory to your supplier, because Alibaba is going to give you a trade insurance which guarantee your transaction and you'll make sure that the supplier is going to give you the service or the inventory you order. So to sum up this video, let's say $60 on your product sample, $800 for your inventory, $200 for your shipping, and $60 on logo and insert card. If you are going to use a photographer, let's say $200 for a quality product photography. So you're gonna pay somewhere from $1,300 up to probably $2,000 for your first order. But let's say for this video, $1,300 and $200 for your first month PPC launch, which is advertising on Amazon. So for this video, let's say it costs $1,500 to get started. It's not enough to keep up with your inventory or cash flow, but it's a good quantity for entering into your Amazon FBA game. Keep in mind to calculate your fees and make sure you use Amazon FBA calculator, which I'll leave the link in the description. So make sure you watch one of these videos over here. As I mentioned earlier in this video, there are tons of values in these videos over here. So click on one of these right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have received value, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you've got any questions or thoughts, please make sure you comment them in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.